Ciao ragazzi, this is Katie Portanova, and you're listening to Florence and Me. I'm a lover of stories and all things Italian, and I'm going to bring you all that in this podcast. My intention is to inspire you to step out of your comfort zone and explore life and travel the world. Join me as I tell you my story and many others about Italy and my love, Florence. Andiamo! Ciao, everybody. I am back from another amazing trip to Tuscany. It has been a week. I have been quite busy with jet lag with my other job. And my cats, which if you hear my cats in the background, Millie is currently on my desk and meandering over to Stefano. So good. This trip was quite successful. Very successful. I shouldn't say quite. Very successful. We had some days of relaxation, finally. We were able to spend a couple days by the pool, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So our trip started off on rocky waters. There's been a lot of, and if you are traveling this summer, you're probably seeing a lot of articles about cancellations in Europe here at home. So be prepared, and I hope everyone bought travel insurance because that is going to save us, I believe. Because we were stuck in Munich's airport Frankfurt's airport for 6 hours, and Munich's airport for about another 5 hours, I think, around that. It was not a good way to come into Florence at 12:30 at night, but it was cool. So it wasn't 95 or 100 degrees or 40 degrees Celsius. So that was okay, but it was a rocky start. We missed a few appointments the first day because we were sleeping, and it was tough. Not the way I like to arrive in Europe or in Italy. So I'll tell you a bit about what we did. We had the first few days with my mother-in-law, which was great. It was great to see her. It was great to meet her new cats that randomly come to her house because she bought some really good food. And the neighbors that do have the cats are wondering why they're not eating at their house because my mother-in-law loves animals, so she got the more expensive food. So it's nice to see that. So we went from my mother-in-law's to this amazing place in San Casciano Val di Pesa, which I hope we buy a house in that area because the people there are so incredibly nice. We went to this, I have to keep using this amazing vineyard / park, and it's called La Pia in Percussina. And there's a story behind the name, and there's a story behind the park. I implore you to, if you ever are heading to Tuscany, you need to look them up. It was amazing. We had about 3 to 4 hour wine tasting felt like a full meal with meats and cheeses and crostini and oil and everything. I mean, it was a great day. It was incredibly hot, but it was worth it to meet this incredible couple who have built this place up into a very successful event space. They do wine tastings in the vineyards. They do dinners in the vineyard, in the vines, like in between the vines. That was our first jump into Tuscany and a first to talk about my business with them. And I hope to be taking my group in September there for a dinner. I haven't yet finalized it with them. So I am really, really excited to work with them because they are quite an amazing couple, Marta and Joe. So yeah, that's La Pia. And then we get to Camporsevoli, which I've told you guys about, is the place that I was their nanny for about 9 months total, back in 2007. It was great to be back in that space without as many people as the last time I was there for my sister's wedding. And it was great to see Valentina. She greeted us with open arms. We were lucky enough to move to the bigger house, La Capanna, right, but within a day, because the group that had rented that house had backed out. So we got the whole house to ourselves. And that was great. It's actually inspired me to say, you know what, I can do a retreat here. It sleeps 10 total, but I think the most I would keep on my retreats to keep it small would be about 6 or 7, because there's 5 bedrooms. Each bedroom has a bathroom, and it's amazing. It's our own space, and a beautiful pool, which if you follow me on social media, I posted a lot of the pool because we were able to veg by it a few days. So it was fabulous. Let's see, from there, I'm just going to go day by day and see if I can remember everything we did. So, yeah, Monday was our day off, so we kind of just hung out by the pool, tried a restaurant, which was a little expensive for our taste, but it was good. We won't go back there. I won't say the name, but I'm always looking for new restaurants. So we found a few others apart from that one. On Tuesday we went to the Chianti region, and we got to see my friend Paolo again, which I was so excited to see. I call him my friend, and we're not really friends, but I mean, we will become friends. He's a very nice man. Him and his wife were great. Samuela took us on a tour. I've already been on the tour, but Samuela, it's always nice to see and hear a different person talk about the vineyard, because I had Paolo last time. So Paolo talks with passion and love, and Samuela talks the same, but she talks in a different way. And it was great for Stefano to see the process and to see what they've done thus far. And we had a great wine tasting up on the deck on their little patio, which me and Chelsea were not able to go because it was raining. And but it was a unique experience in the cantina where we were last year. But this one was beyond gorgeous. I took amazing pictures, a million pictures, and we got to talk shop. And Paolo was very interested in what I had to offer. Again, I'll leave that to the very end. And yeah, so we had a great visit. Of course, we bought wine. We got a tiny little discount, which I always like. And yeah, I love that place. Altiero Winery. Right down the street, about 7 minutes by car from Monteferralle and Monteferralle Winery, which is run by my friend Lorenzo, where we were. Our next stop was there. We visited him again to talk shop, and just for maybe 45 minutes, had a glass of Vinsanto, and we were off yet again to visit some friends that we are best friends, Alessandro and Adriana, and their little baby boy Brandino, and we had a lovely evening with them. Yeah, so from there, the next day, we had to skip one vineyard just because the first vineyard got us a little tipsy. And it was a great experience again. A private tour with the winemaker, with another Austrian couple who we are now friends with. I can't wait to visit you guys, Regina and Edgar, in Austria. I love Austria, by the way. I've only been there a few times. Salzburg is where I went, of course, to see The Sound of Music, those of you that know. But I'm sure there's many other places to go in Austria. So we got to see and visit the vineyard and hear the story and the words of the winemaker Lorenzo, one of the winemakers that runs it. And we got a full meal, guys, full meal with 6 wines we tried. Of course, I bought more wine there. And this is another one that I hope to take people to years to come, because I can't even imagine not stopping here because of the fact that it's organic. There's vegetables everywhere. They have a vegetable garden. They have incredible views of the Tuscan hills. You can see Ciautaldo from their place. Castel Fiorentino, where my mother-in-law is a few hills over, but it is amazing. Amazing wine. I truly fell in love with this vineyard, and I fell in love with Lorenzo because he is a great storyteller, and you know me in stories. His storytelling was impeccable, and I couldn't stop asking him questions, and the history of the place, everything. I love history, I love stories, I love everything. So this place, hands down, one of the best vineyards. One of the best. There's so many vineyards that we will be visiting in the future with Truly Italy. And from there, we took Thursday off. We were actually going to leave early so we can hang out with my mother-in-law longer, but I really just wanted another day by the pool. Unfortunately, it was kind of a gloomy day, but I was still able to sit outside a little bit. I did some work, a little bit of work with my ideas, kind of looking at pricing and stuff like that. But I also then decided to just buy our tickets for September. And that's what we did. We bought our tickets because Stefano's sister's getting married. So Stefano will be with me in September as well. So Thursday was that. Friday we came back to Castel Fiorentino, and we enjoyed just an afternoon, just relax, very low-key, very zen. Of course, and a delicious meal from my mother-in-law. And then Saturday morning, we got up real early. We took the train, which I hadn't been on a train since last September, which you do have to still wear masks on trains. I forgot to mention that. I'm writing my email right now. So on trains, it's still mandatory to wear your mask. The FFP2 or an N95, a KN95 mask if you're traveling. And they also allow surgical masks, which I noticed as well. So we took the train and we went to Florence, and we were invited to a beautiful ceremony of life by the Masonry, the Grand Masons club that my father-in-law was a part of for 40 some years, 30 years. I can't remember. He joined when he was 41, they said. And it was beautiful. I have never been inside a temple like that. And how they treated us. We each got a rose. All the women got roses at the end. It was very memorable, and I could feel them in the room, and it could make me teary-eyed again. But all the stories they talked about Alme were just amazing. I was blown away by the love that was in the room. It was great, and then by Sunday, we were on a plane back home, but not quite yet. Yes, our first flight was canceled from Florence to Frankfurt. Yes, why not? Just cancel all of our flights, Lufthansa and United, mostly Lufthansa. I would just be prepared this summer, guys. It's a booming industry right now. Everybody wants to travel. Everybody wants to go to Italy. Everybody wants to go to Europe. Be prepared. Again, like I said, buy your travel insurance, because odds are you're going to be canceled or you're going to be delayed, and, get your money back, But yeah, so I forgot to mention that I did go to one other vineyard in Cetona. That was the first day. And we visited the Cantina La Frasca. Is run by the family of Del Tico. And Matteo was our guide. And he took us around the vineyards. And then we went to the cantina, and we had a delicious wine tasting with his dad and his mom. His mom cutting up the cheese and the meats, and another amazing experience. I felt really loved and cared for by this family. Matteo was a great host. And again, we talked shop. We talked about what we could offer each other. And I would definitely take people on a vineyard tour with him. It's a very small vineyard, but it's very good wine. So that's all that's important, right? All right. Before I talk shop about what I'm doing, I'm going to jump in and just say, I have one spot left for our Wine and Relax retreat this September 24th to October 1st. I can only fit one more person in my car that we rented because we already rented it. So one more person, contact me if you're interested. It'll be a week of 7 days, 6 nights of just amazing experiences with wine tasting, with cooking classes, with sitting by the pool, reading your favorite book, all those fun things. And of course, visiting small towns like Siena, Certaldo, and of course, Florence. And then, people were asking me back at my home office, if you will, the country club I work at, how COVID was doing. So COVID is very, very relaxed in Italy. Very relaxed. I won't say very, very, but very relaxed. Even the airports we pass through, nobody wears the mask in the airport anymore. It's not mandatory, apparently. I don't know. I didn't read up on that information. But about probably 15% of people were wearing masks in the airport. From there, we had to wear our masks on planes from Germany to Italy, Italy to Germany, and actually Germany to the States. So we had to wear our masks the whole time. It wasn't enforced like it was towards in the middle and the beginning of the pandemic. They weren't coming by to make sure it was above your nose, and they weren't doing that. But it was required. If not, they gave you one as you came onto the plane if you lost it or whatever. In Italy itself, again, I was in the countryside, so I rarely saw people. I wasn't with a lot of people, but I rarely saw people wearing masks outdoors anymore. They used to wear them outdoors. And again, it's summer. Who wants to wear a mask when it's 95 degrees out? These people, yeah, the only times that I saw people wearing them were in grocery stores and small shops. I also recommend to all my clients, be prepared to wear masks. Like, be prepared to have them in your bag, have them on your wrist, because Italians seem to wear them like bracelets or above the elbow on like near your shoulder, like under the armpit. I've seen them worn in all different ways, because some businesses will ask you to wear it before you walk in, and just look at the signs on the door and just be kind. Be kind to these people. Like, it's hard to have all of a sudden a boom of tourism, and it would just be nice if people would actually, abide by some of the rules that they want to be run. So yeah. The other amazing thing that happened, of course, after we paid €37 for these COVID tests, the U.S. finally lifted that mandatory COVID test to board a plane to come back to the States. That happened on June 13th. Lucky for all of you guys that are coming on my September retreat, we will not have to do that. That is just a pain in the ass to do. Trying to find, even this time, we had to go to the center of Florence. Thankfully, we were in Florence for the ceremony for my father-in-law. So we just went to one by Mercato Centrale, and I got to share with those pharmacists, no more COVID tests for Americans. You are lucky. No more people coming in here. And they were so excited. They're like, oh my God, thank God. Like, it's a lot of work for them. Actually, they probably got it down by now, but that's what's going on there. That's a little travel tip. Again, still carry your masks, even if you're going to be outside most of the time. You just never know. Okay. You just never know. Let's see. Oh, shall we talk shop? Yes, let's talk shop. I don't know why I've started saying talk shop, but let's talk it. Let's talk it out. So I have some amazing news. It's amazing. So I am launching, as of January of 2023, our first ever Tuscan wine club. And if I had someone edit this, which I might, Sam, I would like to have clapping going on. Yay! So I went to these vineyards for a purpose, not just to drink and buy a lot of wine that I probably shouldn't be buying because I'm starting a business, but I bought some. I visited them for a purpose because I wanted to have them in my wine club. What does it entail? You will be given 12 bottles for the year, obviously shipped to you, not given to you by hand by myself. But each vineyard will ship to you quarterly or every 2 months, every 3 months, depending on how we organize it. 3 bottles of wine, 3 different bottles of wine. And yeah, so that is the wine club. I'm only going to allow 10 memberships or 10 subscriptions to start because I want to see how this goes. And then from there, we will weigh the options to adding a few more. I haven't decided exactly on a price point yet, how much it will be for the year, but you will have an option to do an annual payment, which will be just that year. It won't be renewed. Or you can do quarterly payments. For each shipment, there will be a payment plan, if you will, a payment for each shipment. It would be free shipping, which is fabulous. And yay, I'm really excited. So I'm going to have on my website shortly, because I have my web designer, a meeting with her tomorrow. We're going to put it up there, and so that you can be on a wait list for the start of the year. And if I have a lot of people on the wait list, it might go up in how many memberships I offer, but I want to make sure that I get at least 10. At least 10, and if anything goes further, I mean, I don't want to hold this back. These vineyards are amazing. And like I told you, a lot of these vineyards don't have websites. All of them do not ship to consumer shopping places like Target and Walmart. They're not in stores. These are very exclusive wines. These are exclusive vineyards that if you want and if you like these wines after you taste them, you have the opportunity of coming to visit these vineyards with me on one of my retreats. Either my women's retreat, which is coming up next September, or a couples retreat again in September. So yeah, I'm really excited. I am so happy that you guys are all still listening. And again, if you have any questions or anything that you would like me to talk about more about Italy, about traveling to Italy, about anybody, if you're interested in help and finding help for your next, your upcoming trip to Italy, to Tuscany, preferably. I'm going to focus on Tuscany. I can help you in other regions. I have connections with other people if you need other regions. But if you're looking at Tuscany, I am your gal. And I can hook you up with a villa, with some vineyards, with a driver, with anything that your heart desires, any type of recommendations. And that, again, I have some packages that I'm working on too. Another thing my web designer and I are going to talk about tomorrow. It's just so many really amazing things, guys. And I cannot thank you all enough. Those of you that have been listening to me from the beginning, I am just in awe of how many people are listening to me. And yeah, I think that is all I'm going to say for today. Again, I have just one more spot left for my Wine and Relax retreat in Tuscany in September. And if you're not on my email list, get on it so you are in the know for when we drop this wait list for our Tuscan Wine Club. And yeah, I'm just so excited. I'm so excited, and I hope you all have an amazing day. Buongiorno, buona serata, buonanotte, wherever you are, dove sei. Io ci sono con voi sempre. I'm always here with you. Love sharing all my stories about Italy with you and all my passionate people that I can't wait to share all my Truly Italy clients with as well. But yeah, I'm just rambling now because I'm really excited. And I actually said the words that I have this wine club and I haven't said it yet. And I'm really excited. Okay, I'm going to leave it here. Ciao e a presto. Ciao, ciao. I am beyond grateful for you listening to my podcast right now. I am so excited to share my journey of living abroad and all of my stories of Florence and Italy and all the places in between that I've visited. If this has reached you in any way and you would like to continue, please subscribe now. Also, go check out my website, trulyitaly.tours, for all my travel experiences. Ci si vede. Ciao.